Few hours, the death has been announced of Winnie Mandela, one of the major figures of the anti-apartheid movement. The former wife of Nelson Mandela, she was, according to a family spokesman, a colossus who bestrode the political landscape of South Africa. But to many people, she was also a divisive figure whose reputation became tainted. Our Africa correspondent, John Ray, reports.
She will be forever remembered as the wife who took those final steps alongside Nelson Mandela on his long walk to freedom. But her life's work was just as full of sacrifice, and it earned her the title Mother of the Nation. Winnie Madikizela was only 22 years old when she married the man whose fate would determine her own. Within 4 years, he was arrested and jailed, while she faced her own ordeal. Imprisoned, tortured, and for decades banished to a remote town. She cared for their children and kept his name alive.
I know, and the people of this country know, that Mandela will lead this country to freedom.
Don't drag me! I'm coming! Don't drag me!
She defied the apartheid state with indisputable courage. But she was also an advocate of violent resistance and the practice known as necklacing.
We have stones, we have boxes of matches.
Of killing suspected traitors with burning tyres. She was accused of ordering the murder of 14-year-old Stompie Maketsi. She stayed out of jail but was convicted of kidnap. And only years later, at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, did she accept any fault.
It is true. Things went horribly wrong. For that, I am deeply sorry.
By then, the strains in the Mandela marriage had reached breaking point. The couple separated, then divorced. Yet at his funeral, Winnie was at his graveside, just as she'd been by his bedside at the end.
He drew his last breath and just rested.
From loyal wife to liability, Winnie Mandela became a divisive, some said dangerous and corrupted figure. But Mother of the Nation is what they still call her, and she had no regrets.
And John Ray is in Johannesburg for us tonight. John, how has news of her death been received there?
Well, her death wasn't unexpected. She was 81 years old. She'd been in failing health for some while. She'd been in and out of hospital where she died today, surrounded by close family, friends, and also members of her family. In the hours since, tributes have poured in. Desmond Tutu called her an inspirational figure and defining symbol of the struggle against apartheid. And Jeff Radebe, who is a minister in the ANC government that she did so much to make possible, had this to say.
The Mandela family are deeply grateful for the gift of a life, and even as our hearts break as at her passing, we urge all those who loved her to celebrate this most remarkable South African woman.
Well, it was too easy to cast Winnie Mandela as simply the dutiful wife. The truth is that she suffered and she struggled in her own right. Her reputation tarnished by corruption and violence, but in the end, her legacy is as complex, I guess, as the nation she helped to find.
John Ray in Johannesburg, thank you.